All right. Hey, hey. Welcome back, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in. We're going to take a look at whatever the today's topic message might be for the 13th. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. What is the energy flow for the 13th? We've got the Ace of Cups. Love. We may have somebody who's sitting in this really divine space. They may be feeling extremely like open-hearted. This could be a divine feminine who's got, well, she's sitting in her throne, number one, but she's holding, like her seashell and offering it. But I also feel like she's a bit of a seer. You notice that her eyes are spectacular on one hand, but they seem to be like envisioning something or being able to look like beyond what's in front of her. We have the Empress. This really could be a divine feminine who's in that energy flow of wanting to like nurture something, grow something. She could feel love blossoming inside of her. And this could be blossoming for a person or blossoming for a situation. Hi, Thalia. This feels amazing. It feels like if we have a feminine who wants to share love, show love, experience love. We have a Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, though, is there's an emptiness. Maybe she's flooded with a feeling of love because she notices that somebody out there could use support and she might want to give it. Empresses tend to want to nurture. They spot things, they see things, they want to give, they want to nurture. We have the Star, Aquarius energy. Look, I'm not saying that she wants to go run off and heal somebody, but I'm not saying that either. This kind of looks like she's seeing someone in a place of need and she's flooded with the desire to offer assistance. I would like to give. I think I could help. I think I could come forward. We have a Knight of Wands. Hang on. Is the Knight of Wands her wanting to move forward and give love? Or is the Knight of Wands her realizing somebody is trapped in kind of a cycle of, rushing around, not knowing where they want to like really commit and plant their intentions? We've got this Seven of Wands here. That to me speaks of obstacles, problems, issues that she sees somebody having, almost like she thinks that they're a lost soul and they're making life harder than it needs to be. Okay, so I'm surprised because I don't usually think of an Empress as wanting to go out and save somebody. I don't usually see her doing that. I usually see this more as a feminine who, she chooses to progress. She chooses to move forward. She chooses to take an action towards somebody because she sees them as an equal. But here it really feels like she wants to heal somebody else's hurt or pain, show them a better way. Now, is she in love with them? Is that what this boils down to? I don't know. Hi, Rebecca. Hello, darling. Four of Pentacles, Five of Cups. This could be a mother figure feeling like their child is kind of, stressed or at odds. This could be a feminine mother figure feeling like, yes, I do love them, but it's not romantic love. I see them not knowing which direction to go. I see them making life harder. I see them withdrawing. I see them going through a tough moment in life. That's what this feels like. Now, maybe this is a protege, though, as well. This could be a boss who is watching like a really talented person struggle. And it's like, okay, I know that you're really talented. And I also know you're having trouble fitting in. I know you're feeling like you're losing ground. I know you're disappointed right now, but let me help you. Let me set you on a bit of the right path here. This doesn't feel like she's trying to like take an adult and turn them into like, I love you, so let me patch you up and make you better. I don't think it's like that. I think that there is a definite like discrepancy. Like she could be the boss and they are the new hire and she's going to coach them. Or this is a mother figure going to coach, their child. It doesn't feel like it's intended to, like, oh, you're not good enough. let me show you where you're going wrong so I can mold you in my image. It doesn't feel like that. 9 of Cups in the reverse, Death card, and Judgment. If anything, I think she's like, I have been you before, darling. Trust me, it gets better. Trust me, don't give up too soon. You can do this. I can see your talent. I know you've lost your flavor for this, your taste in this. You're actually trying to find something else altogether because this is not clicking for you. But I really believe in you. And I think you're going to find, like, don't walk away until, don't walk away with a defeat. Walk away because you want to, but not because you feel defeated. Stick around long enough to get the hang of it. And then if you still don't want it, then walk away. Like, that's what I would say. This is a feminine who is like urging somebody to hang in there a little bit longer so that she could get things moving properly. Or so she can help them get moving along properly. We have the Empress, we have the Sun. She does look at this person. Maybe this is her child. Maybe this is an adult son or daughter, specifically more the masculine, though, the son. I think she's sure that they can master something. It's like, this is my kid. My kid can get this. I totally believe you can. I know you're busted down and you're not having a good time and you're really disappointed and everything you try is not working, but you're making it harder on yourself by not believing in yourself and by feeling really crummy. I actually love this story because everybody has been that person. And at different ages, we're still that person. We're the person who feels like, I can't get it right. I can't do anything right. This is so tough. This is so hard. How am I ever going to get this sorted out? I don't know how to find this. Anybody who's ever had to learn anything new or been like a fish out of water, you start a new job, for example, or sometimes you just have a day where everything's off. Nothing's going right and you feel like an utter failure. Like, nothing is going smooth. I've made a fool of myself again and again. It's just really tough. And sometimes those are the days where people come along and kick you. They kick you when you're down. I'm feeling like this possible masculine had a day like that. Now, he could be a fire sign. He may expect to do well at something and he's just not having success and he can't seem to like regroup and run at it again. Sometimes things just get really like kind of almost like debilitating or something. It gets really tough when we're not doing well. King of Cups sideways. I definitely feel like this is, the Empress could be a more mature Empress. Like, let's say she's in her 60s and let's say this is her 30-year-old son or something. He typically is somebody who's really good natured. He is somebody who is very loving, but when he's struggling, because maybe he is very emotional, maybe that becomes something that can throw him off. Like anybody who gets in their head about a mistake that they made or a series of mistakes that they made, they feel like a failure and then their emotions take over and it just amplifies. That's where I think she's so good at saying this person needs to know that they're talented and that they're valuable. And, I have the role of being able to say, it'll be all right. You can do this. I know you can do this. You got this. Is very nice energy on her part to be this stable influence, to maybe point them in the direction of success, maybe soothe them, maybe give them a little bit of not false support, but true support. How is she going to help them? How is she going to help them today? Wheel of Fortune, by reminding them that, every day is a new day. And sometimes it takes a little while to, get on track. We got to spin that wheel. But if we keep working at stuff, it does open new doors, or we do get successful, or we do have, we do learn how to do something and then we get good at it. Yes, it can take a little bit of time. Yes, of course. But who we are today is not who we will be tomorrow or 10 years from now. So sometimes, like, let go of this stressor, let go of this perceived failure, and just know this is going to be a blip on the radar in the big scheme of our life. We will move beyond this. We will grow beyond this. And maybe it's also that this character was wanting to be ready for something that he's not ready for yet. Maybe that's why he kind of like feels like he crashed and burned. Maybe he wasn't prepared to take on this next chapter yet. But kudos to him for going for it, for trying it. You know, sometimes we'll take a bigger bite than what we're ready to swallow, but how brave is that anyway? So I feel like she's going to be able to give him some kind of sound and sage advice that in the big scheme of your life, today won't matter. This mistake won't matter. This perceived failure won't matter. In the big scheme of your life, things are going to keep turning and go in your favor, and you'll have other successes. We got a King of Pentacles upright. She's definitely getting him grounded. She's definitely propping somebody up. So let's put it this way. There is a feminine giving a masculine the kind of support that is very realistic and very grounding for him, and is really like lifting him and letting him know, you can do this. You got this. Don't back off and think that I suck. I'm bad at this. Everybody has an off day, or everybody sometimes it's just the wrong time. It's not the right matchup. Don't worry about it. She's like really getting him to the place of feeling empowered again, which is fantastic. Now, this could be, I mean, I've talked about it like a mother to a son, but it doesn't matter what genders we're talking about, and it doesn't really matter what the relationship is. This could be a romantic partner, but here's the thing. I always say we're all just 5 years old on the inside, right? We're all little kids trying to do our best, and sometimes we are adulting really well, and sometimes we lose our adult mentality, and we're just that 5-year-old kid who, you know, is sitting down, wants to burst into tears. You know, I feel like the dynamic here seemed like parent to child, but it could have simply been because anybody who's having a bad day and at a disadvantage, we're seeing their 5-year-old disappointed self. So maybe this is not parent to child at all. Maybe this is a feminine seeing her masculine deflated, and this is her giving him that very stabilizing and truthful advice that, darling, this is nothing. This isn't going to matter in the big scheme of your life. Big deal. Like, tomorrow's going to be a different day. You're not even going to remember this. You're super bummed out right now, but use it instead for the lesson. Tomorrow you'll look back and laugh over this, and you'll be able to like critically evaluate where some stuff went wrong, and then you'll make another run at it. Don't even stress. This is just something you'll learn something from, and you'll probably be able to bust up laughing. I know it's hard to laugh today, but you'll look back and you'll realize that there was some value in whatever just happened. I feel like that's also really true. I feel like anytime we hit snags and problems, like we go, okay, how did that happen? How do I fix it? How do I make sure that doesn't happen again? That kind of thing that occurs from time to time, right? Mistakes happen. Humans are human. As much as we try so hard to smooth things out, to keep things going, we will definitely have times where we roll backwards, we fumble, we, have mistakes. That's actually a really nice and comforting message, Ace of Wands. And here's the final message. If this is about a relationship and not, like a familial relationship, then I would say the other thing she is letting her partner know, or her masculine know, is, trust me, it doesn't impact my desire for you at all, darling, because this is big passion. If anything, like the fact that she doesn't expect her partner to be Superman or a superhero, the fact that she's attracted to him on his good days, his bad days, his in-between days, that is actually just going to strengthen this and give these two greater comfort, perhaps, in a relationship. Now, this could also, if this were a non-romantic connection, this could also be because like learning how to fail and not let it destroy us, and instead going back to the drawing board and letting our failures become our greatest inspirations. This can also be a card of great inspiration. So we could read this in a totally non-romantic way between like parent and child, or we could read this as a romantic couple who, again, the situation is the same. He's having a rotten day. He's pretty down, and she's giving him some sage advice, but it's also it's resulting in like better outcomes, whether this is romantic or non-romantic, greater passion or greater creativity, greater understanding, greater support, feeling more supported by the person who's like clearly on our side. All that speaks really well of the outcome here. All right, I'm going to leave that there. And now let me go ahead and pull a card for anyone whose birthday is on the 13th. And did I see somebody? Supernova 333. Happy birthday. How awesome. Well, let's pull a birthday message right now for the 13th. And we have got the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is the vibe of healing. It's the vibe of sometimes we have a character that'll go into a silent mode during this healing. But the other meaning for a card like this is it's time to listen to what the universe is whispering. So we may have a really important message. Now, the lighthouse I always associate with like protection and comfort. We have a Ten of Swords. I would say our character is coming to the end of a painful experience, and it's like the sun is coming out again. The rain clouds are drying up. A Ten of Swords is completing a cycle that was admittedly very difficult, had a lot of pain. This says I've totally healed from it, and I am hearing that message from the universe. The universe is like revving this character up, letting them know, you're ready for the next chapter, aren't you? We have a Two of Pentacles and we have the Three of Wands, and check it out. Happy birthday. We've got the little sign right there hanging above her head. In the upcoming chapters of our character's life, they may be a masterful multitasker. They may discover that they are able to juggle way more, because think of how much energy we expend when we're trying to heal or when we're dealing with something difficult. Right? We get drained, we're exhausted all the time. But when we've healed from something, just like, let's say, if we have a cold or we've been sick, you know how it's like, it's too exhausting to even like get up and shower sometimes. It's too exhausting to clean our house. It's too exhausting to go to work. We just lay down because we're sick. Then when we start to heal and get better, all of a sudden, we don't need to shunt all of our energy to the battle that's raging inside of us, because we've overcome the buggy that was infecting us. And now our energy is ours again. And we can now put our energy into our external life again. We can be mobile again. We can go back to work. We can do things. I feel like that's what the big message here is, that our character is going to have like this abundance of energy that will flood their life all of a sudden, because they're no longer having to use it to heal. They're ready to multitask. They're ready to go ahead and put their energies into juggling this and that, going to school, getting their degree, raising their babies all at the same time, burning the midnight oil. But also it's about planning for the future and really celebrating. By this time next year, on my next birthday, my whole life's going to look different. I'm going to look different. The landscape where I'm going to be is going to be different. I'm going to have all of this like completely changed life and successful life by next year this time. And I really feel like our character is just completely invested in making these changes for themselves. Oh, it's beautiful. I love this. This is a character whose entire like next year is about to be off the hook with shifts, changes, endless energy. And I do feel like they have a big plan that they're really excited to get started on. I'm not saying it has to take a year for it to come to completion, but I think by a year's time, I think that they will have, I don't know, if you keep feeling like somebody has a really big plan for like where they're going to travel to, what their life is going to look like. And they are so like dedicated to this progress, big progress. Very nice. Supernova 333. Happy birthday, honey. Annette Summersby. Hi, honey. Dwayne Anderson. Great to see you. True Colors Melody. Good morning to you also, love. Muds Moiki. Hi. Oh, thank you, hun. And again, Queen Libra 76. Great to see you. Hi, Tammy. I love it. You can spell it any way you want. Don't worry. We knew what you meant. Legina Davis. Awesome to catch you in a live. Hi, Violet. I'm sorry, Violet. I had intended to, but I realized I didn't record this video yet. And so I thought, let's do this one live. Thank you again, Rebecca and Thalia. Awesome to see you. Yeah, I promise that we will change out the Egyptian backdrop pretty quick here, but I feel like I I didn't get to use it enough now last week. And so sometimes I hang on to a backdrop one more day on Monday, but tomorrow we'll switch it up. Hi, Lolly. Thanks again, you guys. All right, sweet dreams, everybody. I really am off to bed now. Bye.